Now, I already mentioned that I'm not overly thrilled with Henry's character, at least in this season. He's an okay character, I just think that other characters in this season way outshine him. Well, that's where Terriermon comes in. Terriermon is Henry's Digimon partner, and this thing is ridiculously fun to watch. He's a little Digimon with a big mouth, and this is no lie, probably one of the cutest things I have ever seen put into animation. He's got big floppy ears, a little body, big eyes. He's energetic without being annoying, and he just doesn't realize he's so small. And the voice they give Terriermon in the English dub is just near perfect. I've watched several different languages to test this, and the English dub has the perfect voice, I think, for this character. It's got this perfect little blend of coyness and attitude, oh god. And he's got a catchphrase that is so sweet. Oh.
Henry, moment time.
This is very difficult for me because I don't handle cute things very well. At least things I find really, really, really cute. You see, most people when they see cute things act like this.
Oh.
When I see cute things, I respond more like this.
Oh my god, these dogs are so cute. I want to throw up and kill myself.
So whenever he talks and says stuff like,
You look pretty good there at the end, but didn't you feel silly rolling around in the dirt like that? Who you calling a weenie? Henry, I think that qualifies as rude.
I just think, oh god, that's so cute, my innards feel like they're going through a cheese grater. Anyway, Terriermon, I think, is what really makes Henry's character for me. Because like I said, I find Henry's character kind of lacking in this season, but Terriermon has this immense amount of personality and is overall just so much fun to watch. I feel that it more than makes up for some of Henry's shortcomings. But honestly, it's also really a huge crutch because Terriermon probably, when you take out his personality and his humor, is the most one-dimensional Digimon partner in the sense that he doesn't really have an arc. I mean, the big mystery of this show is trying to figure out what exactly Digimon are. Are they evil monsters? Are they pets? Are they meant to do nothing but fight? Or are they supposed to have like a more peaceful purpose? That's the big mystery for these characters, and that's what drives a lot of their character arcs and character relationships. But out of the 6 characters in the main group, Terriermon is the only one that has the right idea, or at least is closest to the right idea. He believes that Digimon and their human partners should treat each other like friends and equals, and while Digimon are not solely fighting machines, they do need to fight sometimes in order to protect the people they love. Because there are Digimon that only want to fight and grow stronger. And that's one of the conflicts Terriermon has with Henry. Is Terriermon recognizes that he needs to fight sometimes, but Henry keeps refusing to allow him to. And honestly, in terms of conflicts for human and Digimon partners in this season, that's probably the weakest. I mean, when you compare it to like Takato and Rika, that conflict is not the most interesting. But like I said, Terriermon more than makes up for this by being freaking adorable. He's a fun character with a lot of heart and a lot of attitude, and you can tell he was just a joy for the writers to play around with. And it's for those reasons, I just don't mind the fact that he doesn't really have like a big character arc, or he doesn't really grow. He's just comic relief, and he's really good at being comic relief. And he does offer some guidance to Henry or other members of the group, and I just like him. And I feel that his more hyper, fun-loving personality, which allows him to just blurt things out without really thinking them through, contrasts perfectly with Henry's more laid-back but still serious personality, which, like I said, they do have a clashing personality issue, but their personalities don't clash too horribly. Henry obviously gets along with Terriermon very well, even if at times Henry seems like he's mothering Terriermon a bit, which is kind of weird, I think. But at the same time, I think it's pretty funny. But this also could be some more subtle reference to Henry's tendency to sometimes be overprotective of Terriermon, because the whole reason he doesn't want Terriermon to fight is because he fears he's going to lose Terriermon. Because Henry got Terriermon as a Digimon partner in a very traumatic way. You see, Henry got this Digimon video game for Christmas or his birthday or whatever. So he boots it up and he chooses Terriermon as his playable character. And he gets Terriermon into a fight with Gorillamon. And Henry's having fun even though he's losing. But then it turns out Terriermon is actually a real creature when he materializes in the real world. And Henry comes to the shocking revelation that he was toying around with another creature's life as a game. And you can definitely see how this influenced Henry's way of thinking when it comes to Digimon and fighting. Still doesn't excuse some of the stupid stuff he does as a result of this, philosophical belief, but still, you see the influence. And I actually have to say, I like this backstory for how Henry got Terriermon. He got a Digimon partner by committing some sort of tragedy upon it. You don't see a lot of those in this season. And it's handled really well, which is par for the course for this season. But really, I don't have a lot to say about Terriermon's character because I don't feel like there is a lot there. I mean, he is just meant to be pure fun and sometimes Henry's voice of reason. So I think I'm just going to skip to talking about the evolutions because I can't really think of anything else I want to discuss with Terriermon other than this right now and the wrap-up. I already said I love Terriermon's rookie evolution. I think it's adorable. I can't think of any way to make this cuter, except maybe get rid of the horn, but I feel like then it just have this huge forehead and that would just look kind of weird. Anyway, I love it. I love it. So let's just go talk about Gargomon, its champion level evolution. And this thing is another example of Digimon trying to go extreme. Look at this thing. It's got guns for hands, which it uses to punch and shoot people at the same time. And why does it wear pants? Other than that, it's just a fatter Terriermon, so not too much has changed about it. And while the whole punching and shooting people at the same time is cool, it also makes Gargomon look really dumb from a design standpoint. And like I said, why does it wear pants? Then you got Rapidmon, and I really like Rapidmon. I think it's the best design ultimate evolution for this season. It's trying to go for the metallic organic blend, kind of similar to how Guillomon's evolution was going for that. But it doesn't try to be jank about it. It tries to be very smooth with its transition from metallic to organic body parts. It's still got the guns for hands, but it doesn't look nearly as stupid because it blends well with the other metallic parts of the body. And honestly, with those guns, its fast motion, and that circular midsection, it kind of reminded me of those droids from Star Wars Episode 1. So I like this evolution. But sadly, it has to go Mega, and this thing is just dumb looking. Mainly because of its stupid doggy looking face. This is Mega Gargomon, and for the most part it's an okay design, although I do question why Henry's Digimon becomes this giant robot, even though he was more of this sort of spiritual kendo type. I don't know why I don't feel like this fits his personality. But that's still not this thing's biggest problem. The biggest problem for this thing is that face. It just ruins this otherwise decent design because it is just so ridiculously goofy. I mean, the body gives this aura of some sort of ancient warrior with that symbol on its belt. It's got the cool gun parts for its arms. Its rocket launching shoulder pads are pretty goofy, especially since the missiles smile. But still, nothing is as goofy as that stupid looking face. I can't get over it. And this thing fights like some weird Japanese toy, because it's like a giant action figure. It's got missiles coming out of everywhere. Which, was always Henry's kind of style of fighting too. Carpet bombing entire cities, just blowing everything up. Oh yeah, just fits his personality perfectly. So I'm going to say it's my least favorite of the 3 main mega levels. Actually, I'll take that back. It's the worst out of the 4 main mega levels, because Rio's looks better than this. In fact, Rio's, Takado's, and Rika's, all their designs seem to fit Henry's personality more than this one does, which is just so distracting for me. But final thoughts for Henry and Terriermon. I kind of feel like Henry and Terriermon were what Joe and Gomamon and Cody and Armadillomon were supposed to be. The more intellectually based human partner with the more goofy Digimon partner. Except done way better with the characterization of both the human and Digimon partner more fleshed out, and their rapport definitely worked on quite a bit. And like I mentioned before, I feel that as characters in this season, their character development in this season I think is the least interesting, but I just think they're an enjoyable pair to watch. Henry does offer some insight into the season, and acts as kind of a translator for some of the more heavy stuff involving his dad or Shibumi. As I think I said before, he doesn't have the same amount of charm that Izzy had to make this type of character very lovable. But at the same time, that doesn't seem like what Henry's character is going for. Mainly going more for a very serious kid, while at the same time being very caring, even though sometimes he has a hard time expressing that to family members. And I do like the fact Henry does have these relationships with his family members. I really do like the relationship that he has with his dad, and that does come into play a lot in the season. And Terriermon is pretty fun also. You know what, I'm just going to end it off here because I am pretty excited for what we're going to talk about next time. And I think you all know what that is. Anyway, I'm just going to say goodnight and have a good new year. Bye.
I kinda like to be the president, so I can show you how your mind